What I do, baby?
We're all makwasa. Dang. Test.
Every time I do my makeup, I feel like my nose runs right after I'm done.
Yeah, never fails. Yeah, that was way more complicated than it should have been.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm so sorry.
No, not bad.
Yeah, that's because you're
Falling apart.
falling apart, I'm telling you. Every time we get on camera, you want to fall apart.
Even off camera.
Yeah, there's a... Oh, my God.
You going comfy today?
Yeah, I am. So I'm having a massage right after this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Oh, my goodness. My nectar of the gods here. Oh, my God, I forgot Snuggles' blanket. She's waiting patiently. You want to grab her blanket?
Fuck that bitch.
Go get her blanket.
Fuck that bitch. I fucking hate that cat. I'm totally getting it.
Hurry up.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to put it right here. Okay.
Get up there, Snuggles.
See, you want to put her up here before you sit down.
Come here, oldie.
She's like a little miniature black bear. Oh my gosh.
She's a panther, dude.
This way, Snuggles. Where are you going? Oh, she wants to sit in your lap.
Come here. Come on. Come here.
Pick a spot, bruh.
Come on. Come on.
Come on. Right here. It's my pen. You're good. Come on.
For
Come on, Snuggles. You gotta find a spot. No, that's tea. That's not water. She's like, she only wants to drink out of cups lately. It's weird.
Okay, you're gonna sit there?
She's like, yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Wait! Okay.
You're good?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. My hair is gonna drive me crazy, dude. Oh man, I forgot to put in my contacts. It's fine.
Damn.
All the things, dude. I was literally
Too early,
awake
bro.
at like 3:58. That's the time I woke up this morning.
Fuck.
Yeah, daylight savings time is really fucking me up.
Dude, I was up at 6:37.
Nice.
And I was like, I should probably get up.
Yeah. Are you ready, Fitty?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, hey everybody, welcome to Smile Girl Don't Be Nervous. I am Juana,
And I'm Esperanza.
and we are Smile Girl Don't Be Nervous. Remember to like, share, and hit the bell for notifications. Notifications.
Nailed it.
Yes, fucking nailed it. And notifications to have when our episodes drop. Sorry, we have Snuggles being set up, and she doesn't know where exactly she wants to be right now. Ma'am, come on. So I just want to first off start off by apologizing because our episodes have been crazy. We are trying desperately to get back on schedule, so I apologize for that. So we will have 2 episodes dropping in a row. So I think one will come out today, and then another one will come out Wednesday, and then we'll be back on schedule. So
Our Halloween one fucked us up.
yeah, coming off of the schedule for Halloween really put a wrench in the machine, in the well-oiled machine that we kind of had running together.
Yeah.
But it's okay because as long as we're still throwing some videos out there, like, we are still good.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of holidays, by the time this episode launches, it will be Thanksgiving week. I am so excited. Whoop, whoop. Like, this is one of my favorite holidays. Like, first and foremost is 4th of July, of course.
Yeah.
And then Halloween, and then Thanksgiving. So, like, I am all about it. I'm super excited. I get to see my moms. And then I get to see my sisters. So, like, yeah.
Is Steffi gonna be there?
Super stoked. I don't know if Steffi's coming down or not. I would think so.
Okay.
I would think so.
I get to see everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because you weren't there last Thanksgiving.
No, so I'll be going to 3 different Thanksgivings.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be real fun.
Yeah.
Real fun for you.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
All right, so for the trigger warnings and advisories, we will be talking about toxic relationships, I think. Is what we're going through in this particular episode. And the spoiler alert warning is super important. This book series that we are going through is from The House of Night by PC and Kristen Cast. We are still in book 2, which is Betrayed in the series. There are like 22, 23 books in this entire series. So if you want to learn about the series itself, go back to episode 1. And that is where we talk about the actual series itself. So, great series. I recommend it for everybody. Lots of things to be learned from it. So, that is our spoiler alert for this episode. The quote that we're going to be covering today is, often things that bring us the most honor can also... I'm sorry. Let me start over. Words are super hard today. I don't know what's going on. Often things that bring us the most honor can also bring us the most problems. So right off the bat, do you agree with it? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why?
Well, I automatically go to school.
So,
Because that's just where my brain's at.
Yeah.
So, like...
Takes a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and, like, a lot of commitment.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you gotta stay on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've been wanting this for...
Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, at the end of it, it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
Because it brings you so much. Of all the things, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the context for this quote is Zoe's in the stables grooming Persephone, her assigned horse. As she's coming out of the stables to put her tack away, she sees Lenobia sitting on a chair with her saddle soap cleaning a saddle. And Lenobia is the horse mistress of the school, so she runs all of the stables and everything in that area, and they are required to take some kind of physical education and horse training and being I'm sorry, not receiving horse training because that's not the right terminology. Equestrian training is one of the things that every vampire and fledgling is required to do, is they need to know how to ride a horse. And so she runs all of the stables, she owns all of the horses, and she has a very particular one, and it's a Percheron, I believe is how it's called. We will show a picture, and those horses are amazing, and they're like, I think 18 hands high. And so if you think like 18 hands, I mean, they're like, tall. Yeah, they are super tall, and they're like beefy. They're like Clydesdales on steroids is like the best way to like generally like describe them. And Clydesdales are like the Budweiser horses, right? Like all the Christmas commercials, the Budweiser horses, they have like the fur on the hooves. And they're like really beefy. Oh my gosh, you saw them in like all the Cheyenne Frontier Days parades. They're my favorite.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So they're like the beefy guys.
Yeah.
But these ones are beefier than them.
Okay.
And taller. So we'll totally put up a picture both on Facebook and in the shots. Thank you, Anthony, to show you how like amazingly tall these guys are. Persephone is just a regular mare, and so that's where you get to like the Pegasus size. Like she's just a regular horse. So she starts talking to Zoe, saying, "You've been given many responsibilities in a very short amount of time," which is so true.
Yeah.
When Zoe says she doesn't mind since she believes being the leader of the Dark Daughters is an honor, Lenobia tells her this line. Then Lenobia reassures her that she's open to having Zoe come talk to her about anything. This is Out of Betrayed, book 44. So just a little bit of history, and once again, spoiler alert, a little bit of history about Lenobia and Neferet. They used to be best friends.
Lenobia and who?
And Neferet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they used to be like best friends, like two peas in a pod's buds.
Okay.
But since Lenobia is starting to see a change in Neferet, she's kind of being real choosy on who she's talking to.
Right.
Understandably so, because you don't want to be like, hey, she's losing her shit. You know what I mean? To like the wrong person, and then like
have them run to her.
Right. Yeah.
She's talking shit behind your back.
Right.
No, I'm being truthful.
No. Like, I know some shit, right? So she's being real choosy about who she is talking to. And so this is kind of her way to reassure Zoe that she is there for Zoe. Without being like, hey, so she's tripping. So let me know if you need help. You know?
Bro's going wild.
She's like way going off the rails, you know, like, kind of thing. So that's just her way to reassure Zoe. But going back to Honor, bringing us the most problems, like, I feel like that's a big thing, because those things that we really have to work for, are the things that, we're so proud of later, right? Whether it's starting a business or doing school or, you know, getting a promotion at work or making your way through a relationship and putting it, I mean, like, that takes a lot of time and energy, you know what I mean? So all of these things that,
I heard a line the other day and it said, if it's not easy, it's worth it. And if it's easy, it's not.
Say that again a little bit slower.
If it's not easy, it's worth it.
Yes.
If it's not easy, then it's not.
Right. So that kind of goes with like the analogy, man, like way back in the day, probably like before you. Where
I hate when people say that.
Like, well, then tell me if you've heard this one. The easy accessible fruit on the tree
the highest one.
Isn't the best fruit on the tree is going to be the one at the top.
Yep.
Right? So the low-hanging fruit is not really exactly worth it.
Yeah.
So, have you heard that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Look at you.
That's why I hate when people say that shit, because I'm actually, like,
well, I mean, like...
And, like, I wasn't really, like, yes, I may have been born with my generation, but I wasn't really raised with my generation.
No, you weren't.
You know what I mean? So, like, people are like, oh, I've never heard that.
This was before your time.
Yeah, no, okay. I feel like I'm a
millennial?
Thank you.
Instead of Gen Z?
Yeah, like, people are like, this was before you. Shut up.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
All right, so this particular article that we are talking about, the link is in the show notes. This title is called Believing is Seeing, How People's Beliefs Influence Goals, Emotions, and Behavior. And this is by Pim W. Why do names always mess me up?
Why do you choose the hardest fucking name?
It's not like I go like, hey, your name's Bob, your name's Steve, your name's Joe. You know, like...
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Pim W. Tunison and Harold G. Bach.
Easy.
I told
Easy.
Harold, you're my homie.
Yeah.
This
Pim?
was,
We're gonna have words.
Yeah, we gonna need a little bit of work. But it's not your fault. It's your mom and daddy's fault. Published in Medical Education 2013, volume 47, pages 1064 to 1072. Once again, with every disclaimer that we have or every like important notification that we need. Did you take that off of your pencil?
No.
Oh. Go read the study. Do not take our words for what it says, because there are lots of things that can be that are talked about in every study that we cover, that we don't necessarily cover in the episode. So there's lots more information, and it'll advance you to other studies. So this is just a little portion of what's in there. So of course we got to start out with definitions. So self theories are people's theories on what competence is and means for the self. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? Something that works for you. So those self-theories play a major role in establishing the goals people set for themselves, the emotions they experience, and the meanings they attach to situations. Okay? I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm just grammar checking you.
Oh, man. These are notes. These are not published. I mean, they may be at some point in time. Anyways, so they're published for me. Okay, right. Okay, so there are two distinct patterns of behavior. Okay, so the first one is the helpless version. And that is the I'm not very smart, I'm no good at things like this, that kind of mentality, right? Do you know people like that?
The which one?
I'm not very smart, I'm no good at things like this.
Yeah, I don't like people like that.
Okay.
Although, I'm not gonna lie, I'm that way sometimes too.
Yeah.
But like when your mentality is that all the time. Like I made a post about it on Facebook, was like, if you're...
On your personal page?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you are so negative all the time, but want happiness, but are constantly putting out that negativity, how do you expect to be better?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, there was like a whole argument in my comment section, and I was like, whoa, this was just my opinion.
Yeah. You're like, no, like, this is a thing? This was not like an argument.
Yeah, no, I was just putting my opinion out there, and everybody's like, rah! I'm like, whoa! Okay.
We talk about it. We can talk about it.
We can... And it was most definitely directed towards somebody.
Right.
But, like, I just don't understand how people stay in that mindset.
No growth. Some people, I have learned that a lot of people don't like growth. Like, they are totally fine with, like, being who they are in this content little box, and they're good with that.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
That's weird to me. Because I feel like if you're not learning or doing something toward growth every day,
what's the point of life at that point?
Yeah. And I don't mean like, oh my God, you've got to make like these great strides. I'm talking like, oh, I came across this pin on Pinterest and, you know, it really made me think and reevaluate some things in my life. Growth. Like, you know,
I woke up this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took a shower this morning.
Yeah.
I brushed my hair and brushed my teeth. Dude, I'm so fucking proud of you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard sometimes.
It really is.
But it's growth.
Right. So the other one, so we have the helpless, okay? Mm-hmm. And then the other one we have is called mastery oriented. Okay? And so these people are probably like is more us. So they are engaged in some form of self-instruction or self-monitoring designed to aid their performance and remain confident about their ability to succeed. Okay? Mm-hmm. Did that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you have the two. So you have the helpless and the mastery oriented. Okay? So
my feet are going numb.
Dude, what's with you and your feet in this table?
So no weird thing, like either half of my body or my lower body. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Will go numb at random times. Kind of freaked me out. I'm not having a stroke. I don't smell burnt toast. We're okay.
Okay. All right.
Just thought I'd let you know.
Because if you die on camera, I'm going to have to kill you and then bring it back.
I'd be dead.
Well, yeah. I'd bring it back and then kill you again and then bring it back.
Or you don't have to bring me back the last time. It's fine. Totally kidding.
Be big mad.
Totally kidding.
All right. So those that generally have the helpless pattern of behavior lean more toward the learning goals. Okay, so like an example of that is where feedback, right? So if you were doing something incorrectly, like constructive criticism or whatever, feedback is useless information that helps to correct errors and achieve mastery. Okay, I switched those around. So that goes
I was going to say.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I switched those around. So that goes to the mastery oriented. Okay, so like if they're learning something, like any constructive criticism they receive
is great.
Is great.
They take it.
Right. Because it's like, okay, well, now I got to like tweak this a little bit and I got to learn like this way, right? Okay, so generally those that have the helpless tend to have those where
Judgment is feedback.
the feedback is a judgment about the self and potentially indicates inadequate ability, especially when the judgment is negative. So that goes to like, okay, hey, like when you were doing that run, you know, try keeping your chest up a little bit more and it'll give you some more leverage and open up your chest more to oxygen. Oh, you think I'm a shitty runner?
What?
That's not even remotely close to what I said.
No,
like,
I'm trying to teach you how to be better. And they're like, oh, they were coming after me.
Yeah, and so like that lends more toward the helpless version of that self theory. So with the entity theory framework, and those are the ones that go towards the performance goals, and that goes back to the helpless. A setback is an indicator of incompetence, decrease in self-esteem during college. They were more likely to feel distressed, ashamed, and upset about their academic performance. Now, this goes to when they go to college. Like, how does that impact them when they go to college or, like, do a higher education? Okay. So
I think it's crazy just thinking that I'm in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You thought you'd never be here.
No. No.
Yeah, high school is vastly different from post-high school education.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm just
totally
like,
different.
So what class do you have first? I'm like,
Bookwork?
yeah. What do you mean what class? They're not like pedicure's one class, like manicure's another class. It's not like that.
Right.
They're like, oh. I'm like, although I may be in like continuing education, but like it's very much different.
Right. It's not set structured like
No.
a college class is.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Or like a college career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally different.
So,
Sorry,
no, you're good. You're good.
My brain is really on school today.
Yeah, I see that. You got lots to do, huh?
Yeah.
So the entity theory framework, okay, so where they have the performance goals, it's and they have that decreased self-esteem because everything is based on their performance.
Yeah.
Right? So of course they're going to take it real personally.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because when you're constantly judging yourself or you think other people are judging you based on
What you put out there.
your product, yeah, like it's going to be real personal.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that totally makes sense. Versus the incremental theory framework, taken on by the mastery oriented. A setback indicates which strategy doesn't work, and self-esteem actually increased in college. They were more likely to feel determined, enthusiastic, excited, inspired, and strong. Right?
Yeah.
So they're learning in college. Okay, so I went out a little bit too late partying this week. So next week, I'm only going to go out Friday and Saturday and not Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Right.
Right?
Learning from those mistakes instead
Right.
of continuing them.
Right. Or, you know what, like, okay, I am going to go out with my friends and we are going to go out and we're totally going to have fun, but I'm going to only have like 1 or 2 drinks versus like
7 or 8.
doing the cake stand. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude.
you know, like, and it's just a learning experience. So you're like,
You gotta learn where you're...
you just got to roll with it, you
Yes.
know, like what you're doing
Yeah.
and switch it up. Switch it
Yeah.
up if you need to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You were going right along with it. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're learning in college because they are learning how they learn.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the high school versus college, high school is more about like regurgitation and like, okay, like repeating facts and, you know, spewing out all this information. You got to memorize it all. Mm-hmm. Whereas college is very different because college is very like, okay, here's the things that you need to learn and you have to figure out how to implement this into whatever career you're going into.
Yeah.
Right. And so those that have that helpless, oh, you're coming at me, of course they don't do well in college, right? Because they're like, oh my God, well, she just thinks showing your two shits about you, okay?
Yeah, no, she's got a million other students.
She's got and depending on the college you're in, right? So I went to UW, University of Wyoming and Laramie. Big shout out to UW. Whoop whoop. Those class sizes were 30 kids, right? 20, 30 kids. Whereas you go to I don't know, Harvard, Yale, some of the Texas A&M. I mean, those classes, they've got 50, 60, 70 kids per class, right? That teacher don't give two fucks about you, okay? Because they have to go home and they have to grade, 1,060,000 papers that are due by tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. Yeah. If you pick it up, cool. If you're not in class, cool. They don't care, right?
Yeah.
But they want to take it real personal, and it's not even about that. So if you switch up that mentality, then that's where are you crying?
I am. Yeah. I haven't worn lashes in a week.
Oh, okay.
So
say eyes are bugging.
Yeah.
Whereas if you take on this learning way, the mastery oriented, then that's where they seem to do better, right? And I feel like if we extrapolate on that a little bit, that it would make sense that they would do better in the world as well.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're going to get a job. You're going to have a career. You're going to have different kind of bosses. You're going to have different kind of coworkers. And if you're in this mentality where everything comes as a personal attack and judgment is negative, that's really going to set you up for failure.
Life at that point.
We see lots of people that don't life.
I feel like if you take everything personally, how do you talk to anybody?
Well, I have come across those people that they don't really relate to others, right? So
yeah, because they take everything personally.
They take everything personally, and so those are the ones where the world is against them, and I don't have any friends, and I haven't, really talked to anybody. I'm not close to anybody. I haven't had a relationship in 15, 20 years. Those are those people that tend to be closed off. Now, I'm not saying they're not amazing people, because some of them are fascinating, amazing individuals. But they haven't learned that skill to be able to look kind of outside of themselves.
Do you think it's a trauma response?
I think so. I think at some point they have either been hurt by somebody that they loved very much. And so they're just like, that.
Fuck it all.
I'm out. Fucking take me out of the game. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be close to anybody. But what I think they're missing is, while that keeps them safe, it also doesn't keep them safe, because then they're by themselves.
Not learning.
Right, and they're not learning about themselves, and they're not growing. Going back to the original conversation, they're not growing. But then it also tends to hurt everybody else. If you watch the situations, it tends to hurt everybody else in their circle as well. Because they're like, oh my God, I totally wanted, Uncle Joey to come over, but he doesn't want to come over because everybody else is going to be here. And you're just you want to include them, but you can't, because
they don't want to.
They don't want to. And so they're like, oh,
yeah,
Uncle Joey's badass, and he can't be here, or and that tends to hurt everybody else, where they're just okay. And then at what point, do you still keep trying?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I've lost friends over it.
Yeah. How so?
I had one friend who was just very stay at home. And I wanted to go out and do things, and she just wanted to sit at home and watch a movie, and I can't do that.
Right. And that's great to do every once in a while.
Yeah, but it was every night we were there.
Right.
And I was like, let's go do something. She's like, you always want to go do something. Well, you always want to sit in the house.
Right.
And I can't do that. I will go insane.
Right.
And so, I mean, like, I didn't really, like, lose friends over it, but, like, definitely have...
It kind of puts a rift.
Yeah, like...
In between, because you can't grow with them.
Right,
you can't experience new things.
You have zero things in common.
Right, at that point. Yeah.
So, why are we hanging out?
Right.
You know what I mean? We're completely different people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're a cool person when you want to go do out and things, but, like, 9 times out of 10, we're fighting because I want to do this, but you want to do this.
Right.
So, it was hard.
Right. Okay. So going along with those growths and stuff, so that feedback-seeking behavior, which we all do, whether we acknowledge it or not, and sometimes it's very subconscious. So that feedback-seeking behavior is perceived as potentially able to reveal uncertainty and to draw attention to one's incompetence, and that is for the helpless self-theory, right?
Right.
And so that totally makes sense, right? Because if you tell me that I'm doing something wrong, like you're coming at me and, you know, all that kind of...
Right.
Right? Like, yeah, we just talked about that. So, as opposed to that, the others, the mastery-oriented, tend to seek feedback when it has potential to value to their ego or image. So, it helps you be better.
Right. He saw me.
Yeah, like, oh my god, okay, so he totally liked my hair. I know he does. You know, like, he said he really liked my shirt. I'm gonna wear this shirt 17 times in the next month. You know, like, you know.
That's such a guy thing.
Yeah, like, what's his face at work was like, if you tell a man that you like his haircut, he will do that exact same thing for the next 17 years. Like, because you said you like it. And
they may not even have any interest in you.
No.
But it's a fact. I've totally always believed that males do not receive nearly enough compliments than they deserve.
Oh, absolutely not.
And so whenever I, like...
They get really comfortable with it.
They do, too. Because they've never experienced it. Or they don't experience it on a day-to-day basis.
Thanks.
So I tried...
You're like, okay.
Yeah, nobody... Of course. Yeah, no, you got it.
Right.
I really try to give males compliments as much as I can.
Absolutely. I think they deserve it. They more than deserve it.
Yeah, they do everything.
So much. So much.
I like your shirt. Hey, I really like those pants.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you look great today.
Uh-huh.
Dude, your smile is on point today.
Right.
Simple shit.
Right.
You don't have to put nearly a lot of energy into it, like, but mean it.
Right. Absolutely. Mean what you say what you mean.
Yeah. Don't be just throwing shit out there and then be like, I told him I liked his shirt, but that is the ugliest shirt. Don't be Regina George.
Yeah, don't be a mean girl, for sure.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
Give males compliments. They deserve it.
Absolutely.
They've
more than earned it.
Yes.
Most, not all.
And yeah. But like,
I'm passive aggressive that way though. You were like, oh, you know what? You've been a great douchebag today. Appreciate it. You know?
Yeah, let's not do that. Yeah, no, let's not teach that. Yeah. Like I had one guy, he was like, and so he's one of my coworkers, and he like tries to seem cocky, but he's really insecure.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I find that to be the case a lot of the time.
Yes. So he was like, hey, like, can I get some compliments today? And I was like, yeah, I really fucking hate your shirt. And he's like, oh, come on, dude. And I'm like, you cannot sit there and be like, can I get some compliments today? You can sit there and be like, hey, like, I'm really just not
really struggling today.
Feeling well today. Like, I just...
Can I get some extra love today?
Yeah.
Because I'm just...
Absolutely.
110%.
But you can't sit there on the line and be like, can I get some compliments today? Yeah, no, I got you. I got you. Okay, and then, like, later on, he was like, because he has an alfalfa.
Okay.
So I'm like, hey, your alfalfa's sticking up. He's like, can you help me? And I was like, yeah, no, I got you. Didn't think anything of it. And he puts his head down, and I'm, like, trying to fix it. And I have a drink in my hand, so I'm just using, like, one hand.
Right.
And I go to walk away. He goes, my hair's really soft. I was like, actually, it's kind of fucking greasy. And walked off. And Aaliyah was all... like, you cannot be cocky and then be like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it today. Can I get some compliments? And then expect them to be nice.
And be douchey about it.
Yeah.
Like, if you come at it a different way...
It
comes across as more genuine
yes.
as opposed to more attention seeking.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like, don't be a pygmy girl.
Honestly. And I just don't vibe with, like, those pygmy people. Because there's people out there who genuinely need those. Those compliments can save their life.
Right, right.
And you are sitting there wanting those compliments just for the shit of it.
Right.
And I don't do that.
Right. I think we do really well with that.
Yeah.
With each other when we're just like, hey, like, you're really going to need some support today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm really struggling with my eating or with my appearance or, you know, I fought with my closet while I was getting dressed today. You know, like, I'm really struggling today. And I think we do really well on making that extra effort. Hey, your outfit looks great.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't feel comfortable.
But you look fabulous.
But you look great. You know, like, you're pulling on my clothes and, like, trying to cover up. And,
yeah.
there
was one day that I was like, I just really fucking hate my makeup today. Like, I just did not like the way it turned out. And you were like, dude, but your eyeliner?
Fucking on point.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I feel like a bad bitch. Thank you.
Right? Like...
You know what I mean? It's like that one compliment can turn an entire person's day around.
Right.
Just like that.
Right.
Or it can turn their life around.
Right. And I feel like we do that with kids. Mm-hmm. You know, every kid is going to come up to you with this crazy ass drawing. And you're like, oh my God, like, what do you have here? Yay.
It's a horse.
Oh my God. Great use of color. You know what I mean? Like, we do that instinctively with kids.
So why can't we do it with adults?
Yeah, I don't know where we come out of that mentality or the thought process on, okay, boom, you're an adult, you're shit. You know, like, that's not okay. That's not okay, you know, like, and you know, we try and build up, most of us try to bring up, you know, kids is like self-esteem and well-being and health, and you know, we're all about the kids, as we should be.
Yes.
But why does that not continue
later on
into adulthood? Like, that's crazy to me that we instinctively do this with kids, but we don't do it. Even young adults, right? Like, so from like the 18 to like 30 range.
Yeah, nobody gets shit.
Like, they are struggling. I mean, all the older ones that are watching, like, when you were like 18 to 30, right? Like, how was your life? I don't know about you, but I was like, I am fucking this up. I know. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know where to go. I don't know who to talk to. You know, like...
And at that point, you don't trust anybody.
No!
Like...
Because your girlfriends are fucking you over.
Yeah.
The guy you're hanging out with is sleeping with, like, 4 other people. You know, I mean, like, you just don't trust anybody during that time frame. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to go out and you're trying to, like, be friends, and this guy's like,
Yeah, no, I'm literally just trying to dance. Yeah. Get the fuck off me. You know what I mean? So, like, you just don't trust anybody at that point. And you, like, from, like, 18 to 30, well, I don't know, I'm only 18. But, like...
so you know the beginning of the struggle.
Like, so, like, right now, I can say there is 4 people that I can drop of a dime, be like, I need you.
Yeah.
And they'll be there.
Right.
Anybody else, I'm like,
Depends on what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
What time it is at night.
Right.
Depending on if they got enough sleep. You know what I mean? If
Right.
they have to be up in the morning.
Right.
So you don't trust.
Right. Right. And so I think that's where those walls come in that we have talked about in previous episodes.
I think I'm bleeding in my mouth.
Oh, did you bite yourself?
No, I sucked my gum a little too hard.
Yeah, understand. So, Zoe uses the performance goals to determine if her values are pointing her to whether or not she's doing a good job or not. So throughout the entire book series, she's constantly questioning herself as to, is she doing a good job? You know,
Right.
am I doing okay? Once again, she's 16.
Yeah.
You know?
Who has just been taken away from everything that she knew.
Right?
Can I have a drink of this?
Yes. I'm so sorry.
Is it mint?
Excuse me. It is mint. Yep. Mint, vanilla, and creamer. So she takes that as constructive criticism. Yeah, it's a little warm.
I burnt my tongue.
I did something. I was like, you know, like, and so I
Why do you let
feel
your
like
water get so fucking hot?
I have an electric kettle. Like, it just automatically shuts off when it's ready.
Yeah, when it's boiling.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So Zoe really uses that, okay, like, am I doing a good job? And she really is sometimes really good at taking that constructive criticism, depending on who it's coming from. If it's coming from Grandma Redbird, she is like
On it. Step loser?
all about it. Yeah, step
Fuck
loser,
you.
whatever. Sometimes her friends will like be like, hey, like, you kind of need to get it together, like, because some shit's gonna go down. And she's like, no, I got it, you know, like,
Right.
and we all have those moments.
Yeah.
And
It's that I'll figure it out.
yes. And I think she does a really good, you see her evolution throughout this entire series, spoiler alert, about where she starts to get her performance goals taken care of. You know, like what she takes on herself, and like towards the end of the series, the end of the first series, you can really start to see how, you know, when she started and she's like, oh my God, like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I don't know, like, you know, who to trust. I don't know what to question. I don't know what to even ask. I don't know who to talk to. And then by the time the end of the first series, spoiler alert, she's like, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to send this person here. You know, we're going to have an awards. We're going to thank you. We've got plaques on the wall. We've got pictures on the wall. You know, like, we're going to do these things. We're going to implement these changes so that these changes are implemented not only in her Tulsa House of Night, but also all of the other houses of night that are in America.
Right.
And so, you know, by the end of the book series, she's like, yeah, so this is what we're going to do, you know, like,
Right.
And it's amazing to watch that transition from how she's going from, oh my God, I can't do this, to that helpless, to that mastery oriented, like, okay, this didn't work, but this does, so we're going to run with this.
Right.
So I really feel like this study did a really good job on really breaking out those two mentalities. But I think what this study also showed, which I totally am in love with, is that you can start out in one
And progress to another.
and you can progress to another. Like, you're not stuck.
And you don't
in
even
this
have to
box.
go from that helpless to master. You can go from master to helpless too.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
So it does not just go one way.
Right. Yeah. It definitely has like a symbiotic relationship there, and it can definitely go both ways. There are people that we know where some major life events have happened and they haven't quite recovered from that.
Yeah.
Right? You know, and so it can definitely go either way. You know, you've got a divorce, you've got, you know, a death, you've got a loss of a job or loss of family, or, you know, some tragic event, and they just don't quite recover the same way. You know Uncle Bobby was great before, and he was fun loving, and he was out all the time, and he was super family oriented,
And then his wife died.
and now I haven't seen him in 4 years.
Yeah.
You know, and it happens.
Yeah.
And that is to not take away from any of their experience, because there's a grief one that we will do coming up, and it's going to be fabulous because it brings up a lot of good points.
Is that
you
the
know?
death and acknowledgement?
Mm-hmm.
My bestie's gonna be on that one.
Yep. You know, and really taking the time to work through that because that is a transition. But that is a very life-changing transition, you know.
Does it smell like pepper in here?
I smell your perfume. It smells good.
Oh, goody. Thank you. No, I just smell
No, it smells really good.
I smell like peppercorn.
No, I just smell your perfume. Your perfume is spicy, so that might be it. Because I forgot to put perfume on this morning, so it's not me.
Oh.
So that's all you will.
Go ahead.
So the other place that we see this really massive growth that we're talking about, go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. I was going to lead us into the next one, but go ahead. You already got it.
Is,
oh my God.
The Disney princess. Dude, I am shedding so much too. It is crazy. The amount of hair I pulled out yesterday while we were at the craft fair at the Fort Wyoming Center was astronomical. I was like,
dude,
oh my God.
I washed my hair, and you know how like the last 2 days I've had my hair in a bun?
Right.
Which is not healthy for your hair.
Yes.
But I had it in a bun, and then I washed my hair today, and like just like pulling.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm tan. Like, but my hair is definitely getting healthier.
Yes. I feel like the shedding process has definitely started since we're definitely getting into winter. Because I'm like, oh my God, I'm losing so much hair. And then I run my hands through my hair and I'm like, oh my God, my hair is so much thicker.
She's
like,
thick.
She's real thick.
Yeah. Well, my thickness doesn't go away throughout the year.
Yeah, I know. Yours is way different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got your dad's hair.
Ugh. Love you, Dad.
So a really good explanation to like kind of bring all this together on how it looks like in the world is
can you stop your freaking
sorry,
me out?
there was a hair on me and then it just like went away, so I was looking for it like woo! It's only having an acid trip or whatever.
Dude, so
like
Tavia
was not like
when she goes into a seizure, she will straight up just like look at her hands.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing, babe?
Everything looks different.
Okay, come here.
Yep.
Come here.
No, there was a hair that
so
was
I thought
like
he was like going to a seizure, and I was like, bro.
No. Okay, so an example is like
the newer princesses.
So like Moana, Elsa, Merida, Anna. So they take
Anna.
on Anna. I know. I don't know why I keep calling her Anna.
Because it's spelled Anna, but it's pronounced Anna.
Yeah. So they take on that role based on their values of leadership and honor, and then they go through trials and tribulations on their own.
Well, so the one that I shrug. The one that I automatically go to is Moana.
And I go immediately to Merida.
Yeah. So Moana took on
saving her island while it was against her dad's rules. Right.
But it was her value.
Right.
And
it was like in her soul, like it was like calling.
And she
that's the song. So sorry. It's only turned to get there.
like she believed it was something that she had to do, and it was.
Right.
But she followed that and literally saved her island.
Mm-hmm.
And beat the fuck out of Maui. But
right. And I immediately go to Merida because she held firm in that she didn't want to have someone earn her as a wife. Right? And she wanted to be single and she wanted to do all these things. And yes, she did want peace. And, all the tribes had come together. And they did. But it was in her own way. Like, there's many different ways to do various things and hold up tradition.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
Right? And then I also look at, the things that she had to go through with her mom.
Yeah.
In trying to break that tradition because her mom really wanted it to be like this way. And then, the fight that they had to do, and they had to go through some craziness in order to get onto the same page.
And magic-oriented craziness.
Yeah. And how often does that happen in real life? I'm not talking like, I saw a wisp. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like where we have to break those cycles.
And go against people that we love.
Yeah. In order to get to the other side and be better. Like, everybody be better. Not just, like, that one particular person, but for everybody to be better. That cycle breaking is very huge in our family. Like, we were super centered around, you know, breaking all the cycles. All the crazy toxic cycles of our family. That's a huge point for us, you know? And there have been some cycles that, like, I have needed to break that you have brought to my attention, you know? And so that all is a really big thing. But I think that ties into, I totally wrote experiences. I heard that. Was that your ankle?
That was my knee.
Oh my God. I swear to God, you're going to fall apart right on camera. I'm going to catch the whole thing on camera. It's going to be like one of those crazy YouTube videos that, like, everybody
bag
has.
Of bones. Bag of bones. Dude, my body
You're going to go viral because you're going to fall apart on camera.
I just snotted everywhere.
Nice.
You know, it's okay. My body is so shit right now, though.
Yeah. Because it's
I'm not
the weather
sleeping.
change.
Yeah. And with the accident, like, my bones hurt.
Yeah. So I think those experiences that the princesses, yes. Okay. Needed to experience. I thought I actually had an extra syllable in there. So I was like, no, wait. Wait. Yeah.
Oh my God, there's something in my eye.
And dude, there's always something in your eye. The second we get on camera, there's always something in your eye.
That's
so those experiences that they have also tie to the experiences that I think we as people need to experience in order for a relationship to progress and growth to happen.
I think, okay, although people are like, it's a Disney movie, it has no significance.
If you extrapolate just a little bit, every single movie has something that you can learn from.
Disney movies are pretty fucking intense.
Yeah.
Like, I was just watching, okay, so, well.
Remember, like, how many things we talked about when we went to go watch Red? Like, Turning Red? Like, that was a big conversation. So I'm totally going to take off my glasses for the class. I'm so sorry. I had the intention on taking them off and then I forgot.
Well, we're almost done.
Yeah. So, like, the conversations that we had.
And Puss in Boots?
And oh, yeah. Yeah. And, crazily, Godzilla.
Yeah.
Right?
That is like a Disney movie.
The King of the Monsters. Is that Disney?
That is a Disney.
Okay. See? Like, when we get out of the movie theater,
we're like, dude. No, but so Disney is not, although it may be like a kid's thing.
Right, because they're cartoons.
Right. There's some important shit in there.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, there's also some inappropriate shit in there. If you watch Puss in Boots, the new one.
Samantha?
That's not Puss in Boots.
No, it's Samantha.
So, like, it's not just a kid thing.
No.
If you go back and watch some of the cartoons and, like, truly think of it with your new perspective as an adult, it fucks you up.
Right. I mean, we're kind of learning that with all of these villain movies coming out. Mm-hmm. You know, like Cruella and Maleficent, and you're getting the other perspective, which is why, once again, we are really big on really teaching these other perspectives, because if you're gonna, like, have an argument and make a stand, you gotta know, like, all the sides of the issues. You know what I'm saying? Like, not just yours and how you feel, because there's some other shit going on the other side that you're not even, like, acknowledging.
I over E.
Yeah. Intellect over emotion. Thank you, PLTI. You are amazing.
Yeah.
But, like, there's so many things that need to be considered when you think you are absolutely adamant, this is my stance on
I just pulled my
this
own
thing.
nail.
Nice. So that brings us back to wrapping back around honor, and the things that bring us the most honor also bring in the most problems. Mm-hmm. So I 110 fully agree with that.
Me too.
Because
the things that you want are not going to be easy.
In those experiences that you encounter in that journey are vital.
I love that.
That's my baby. Come Come here, baby. I got your blanket right here. But you can't be, like, all up in the camera. You gotta find somewhere to be.
Go on.
Come here.
Go on.
Oh, she's like, why are you touching me? Come here. Hold on while she gets, adjusted and
I
stuff.
really hope she doesn't fart in the camera. Come here. Look, you can even sit on my paper if you want.
Come on. So, I really think those experiences that you encounter in whatever journey you're on are vital to the end goal. Because when you start something, as I spit everywhere, I fully apologize.
Bro, she's so fat.
She's not fat.
She is.
Anthony keeps calling her a potato.
She's a potato.
She's not a potato.
Mom. She's fat.
So when you start a journey or a path or schooling or some kind of event, okay, and it could be something.
She's snoring.
I heard her. And it could be something as little as, coming out of, like doing a load of dishes, right? Or it could be something as big as, oh my God. Or it could be something as big as starting a company or finishing school or being a parent, right? There are experiences that need to happen between there that make you grow.
Right.
You are not the same person when you start versus when you end that journey.
Right.
Okay? You are going through... Oh, she said no. Y'all mistake.
But you're sitting on the mouse, bro.
You are going through this right now.
Ooh.
As you're going through school. Shauna and I are going through this in trying to
create all the businesses.
Work through Underground and Glamity. I'm going through all of this with me, you, and Anthony in doing Smile. I've been going through this as a mom. I've been going through this personally in trying to get back together from being divorced and starting over. There are lots of different journeys happening at the same time, and they're all intertwined. So I am not the same person I was a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
I'm not the same person I was last week. I am most definitely not the same person I was when I was married. I'm not the same person I was when we first got here.
Yeah.
I am not the same person I was when I endured trauma versus before trauma.
Right.
I am not the same person I was experiencing love for the first time.
Right.
We all have experiences that we have to go through.
I need some motherfucking chapstick.
It is so dry here. I totally want to go to Jeffree Star's store sometime this week to go get his winter line.
Did you see that TikTok that I sent you about Jeffree Star?
I have not watched it yet.
It's amazing. You should watch it.
But the new Scorpio line is coming out. We're totally not sponsored. Yes, we live in the same town as Jeffree Star, but he does not sponsor us. I would love
but
to
we
meet him.
love him.
Love him. Would love to meet him. So if you know somebody.
I have met him.
I've heard he's amazingly nice.
He is.
I have heard he's very direct, though, which I feel like we would totally vibe. Because we don't really do on the bullshit well.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. He doesn't act like, oh, I'm rich, you need to bow down. Yeah, no, he's not like that.
No, I wouldn't think so. Yeah, I feel like he's very real. And that's way cool.
Yeah.
Way cool. So I really believe that those experiences are vital. And so that's why I think that this particular quote is 110% true.
And everything happens for a reason.
Right.
So those experiences that you go through may fucking suck.
Yeah, good, better, and different. These experiences are not all good experiences.
No.
At all.
No. Like, I went through some shit last week. And it fucking sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I almost moved. I almost quit school. Almost lost our relationship.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that happen off camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we always come back because that's what we do.
Yep. So I was really struggling, and I would say I feel like I'm much more uplifted
Mm-hmm.
and spirited than I was last week.
Absolutely.
Or even 2 weeks ago.
A couple of days ago.
Yeah. Like, while I was in that relationship, I was just so down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, everything was an act. I had to put on a mask before I left. But now, I went to school with no makeup for the 3rd day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And I've been going supernatural with my makeup, and I feel amazing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so I am not that same girl that everybody knew last week.
Mm-hmm.
And some people found that out at work last night.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, like, everybody's like, oh, SB's back. Yep, SB's back. What up, bitches?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then, like,
Right.
you forget who people are, but you also don't know who anybody is.
Right.
Everybody's changing every moment.
I also feel like I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
you're fine.
Go ahead.
You're fine, that was it.
I also feel like your circle really puts a direction as to where you're going.
Yes.
I had a conversation this last week, and we were talking, and the food industry sucks.
Yeah.
Anybody who's in it knows it. Anybody who's ever worked it understands that when you are in the food industry, you are a different person as opposed to when you're out of the food industry.
100%.
Okay? And so we were talking about how if that is your only world,
You're stuck?
how much does your personality change? Because you were honestly surrounding yourself with sometimes the lowest of the low,
Yeah.
right? I know I hadn't been in the food industry for a long time. And then when we got here to Casper, the second time, I had to start all over and didn't know where to start. But serving is my go-to impromptu survival skill,
Yeah.
right? I know how to make money. I know how to make a lot of it. I know I'm a good server. I know how to do it well. And that is a quick way for me to kind of get it together.
Right.
Okay. And so I was at one of my lowest of the lows
Yep.
when I went back into the food service.
I've been in the food industry basically my entire life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So serving is all I know how to do.
Right. But so, like, how does your life perception get influenced when you're constantly surrounded by those people that are in their lowest point of their life? I mean, it like puts you into like this crazy mindset. Mm-hmm. So I think those experiences as well really need to be considered as to like, are you absorbing that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've told Anthony, you are the sum of your 5 best friends, you know, or the 5 people that you spend the most time with.
Who are some of your friends?
You know, and how true has that come out, mm-hmm. you know? And I've had to learn that, and I've had to learn that over and over again, mm-hmm. thinking, you know, some people were good and they weren't. But like now that I'm spending so much of my time with Shauna, the last year, you know, like how far have we come in getting our companies together and things rolling? We are not the same people we were a year ago, right? Ooh. He's connecting this one of my baby hairs.
Damn, that looked painful. I'm so sorry.
You know, and so that is just the influence of having someone like, hey, like, let's do this, and we're going to do this, and you're going to do this, and we're going to do this together, and this is where we're going, as opposed to dealing with the low of the low all the time. And so that was a crazy discussion that didn't quite work out so well. But it kind of has to bring some things to the light, because you have to be open in that mastery self-theory of the experience itself, and not take it personally, in order to have that self-growth and learn how to do things differently.
Yeah.
Right? You have to be able to come at yourself. You have to be able to hear those hard things about yourself in order to fix and to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know, like, sometimes I tell you and I tell everybody else, I don't want to hear what you have to say or your criticism.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm beating myself up 10 times more than you are.
Right.
So I don't want to hear what you have to say, because I'm already telling myself it.
Right. But I feel like there's two kinds of people in that one too. You know, kind of like this, because you have those ones where I don't want to hear what you have to say because I know what I'm doing is right. And sometimes they may be right. Sometimes they are right. You know,
Right.
Sometimes they're going to go out and fucking nail that record deal that they've been working on, you know? And sometimes they're like, I know I'm right, when they're doing drugs in a hotel room and losing 3 of their kids because they've got 16 different guys coming in and out of their room.
Right.
You know? But then you've got other people who are like, no, I don't want to hear what you have to say because I'm already doing it myself. And your inner dialogue is fucking you up.
Yeah.
You know?
And our self-talk's really bad.
Yeah. Personally speaking, yes, ours is brutal.
Yeah.
And so it's like, how do you process that when someone says, I don't want to hear what you have to say because I already know? Like, which, you know, because you don't know as an outsider what that looks like.
Right.
Right? And so that's when you're just like, okay, well, you know, just, I'll be here for you or I won't.
Right.
You know, because if they are making that choice, then you also have that choice too. You know, do you want to stay here in order to be on that journey with them or no? Because everybody has their own choice. We talk about free choice all the time, you know, in this podcast. And so it's just a thing.
Yep.
You know, you get to make your own choice.
We had
So
that conversation the other day.
yeah, we did have that conversation the other day. So, just as a wrap up, that's where we're at. 110% agree with this one. This one was a good one. So, well, we want to thank.
Oh my God.
Doing every episode. It has attacked everybody in every episode. So, sorry about the noise there. I don't know what is up with Snuggles in this box. She
Is shredding it.
annihilated this box. And Justin came in here earlier and he was like, she is not a destructive cat.
No.
She does not tear things up.
She's literally living on it right now.
She is fucking this box up.
Yeah, fuck that box.
Like, I don't know what it is.
Fuck
with
it
this
up,
box.
Snuggles.
Like,
Fuck it up.
She's getting real gangster over here with this box. It's weird. He's like, what happened? She's not a destructive cat. I'm like,
No.
I don't know what's going on.
I think it's the cardboard feels good on her claws.
She's got 2 other boxes that she doesn't do things with.
But it's a tall one,
It's
so she
just
can stretch on it.
I have this one that I just bought the printer in.
I'd beat the
And
fuck
she
out of her if she
does
scratched that one up.
Yeah, she didn't touch this one, so I don't know what's going on. So, anyway, speaking of Justin, we do want to just thank Justin Bragg for, yes.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Work that shit. Strut. Yo, man.
We want to thank Justin Bragg for being a sponsor.
There we go. Nailed that.
Nailed it. Yeah, he definitely supports us in ways he doesn't even understand in order to be here. We want to thank you for joining us for this episode. Join us for the next episode where
Oh my
we will
God.
have my sister Terry. This is going to be her first episode. I'm so excited. She will not be able to be here in person. So it will be our first episode where we will have somebody on the phone. You will see lots of pictures of her scroll throughout the episode.
She's so pretty.
So that she will be here because that's my baby. That's my road dog.
Me and Terry have
right
been through
there.
some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have been through some shit.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah. That's the sister saved my life. So her name is Teresa Connolly. She does go by Terry, but that's my sister. That's my sister from another mama. We will
Definitely just a mister, too.
talk about people in private versus people in public.
That's psychology.
Yes, this is going to be quite the conversation.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about that.
Because you have a psychology degree.
I have a psychology degree.
And I've been
and a sociology degree.
And wait, is this one psychology or sociology?
This one is psychology because this is the individual.
Okay, but it's also versus public.
Yeah.
So it's literally psychology versus sociology.
Yeah. Yep.
And I took in both classes.
Yep. Yeah, this is something that our whole family is all about.
Yeah.
I know Terry didn't go to school for this, but she definitely understands the dynamics.
And she's been through some different.
Yeah, she's been through some shit.
And like different careers too.
Yeah. She's like is on the opposite side of the career side that I'm on.
Yeah.
But yeah. So she has lots of different things, and right now she is a. Oh, what is she? She's a dispatcher for Laramie County Public System, I think is what they call it now. So she's a 911 operator.
Oh shit! Fuck that.
Yeah. So she, I'm sure, is definitely going to come with some crazy stories. I'm not sure if she's going to come with crazy stories from her work or crazy stories from herself.
Right.
Either way, it's going to be amazing.
Fuck that.
Yeah, she's like the calmest person I know. So if anybody's going to handle a situation, she's going to be it.
Yeah.
So, yes, come join us next week in order to see that episode. It is going to be fabulously amazing. So, any questions, comments, concerns, email or a message on YouTube or any of our other social medias, all at smilegirldon'tbenervous.com. Our Gmail account is smilegirldon'tbenervous@gmail.com. I'm so sorry, words are so hard today. I don't know what's going on. So that being said, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here every week. We appreciate it.
Look at my handwriting.
We love you all. Look at you. It's so pretty. It's because you're writing for school now.
Yeah, no, definitely at the start of like school, like that shit was rough.
Yeah.
You know, I've been a server, so like
it's different. It's a different kind of writing. And I know that doesn't make sense, but it's a different kind of writing.
100%.
All right, well, we love you. We thank you for being here, and we will see you next week. Okay? All right.
Bye.